I can make a baby with a Chinese woman, it's an African baby. An Arab, an East Indian, a Native American, it's an African baby. You understand? Yeah. The white man cannot reproduce himself in any other woman but one who looks like him because he's genetically recessive. I'm genetically dominant.
The man you can see in this video is Dr. Omar. He loves being black. We all do. He just loves being black a little bit more than the rest of us. But the real issue though is he correct? Let's look a little bit into it. I'll start by showing you a series of pictures. Just go along with it, okay? This is Drake's dad, and this is his grandson. This is Nate Dogg, and this is his grandchild. This is Muhammad Ali, and this is his grandson. Are you beginning to get the point? This is Steph Curry's dad. These are his grandchildren. This is Logic's dad, and this is his grandson. This is LeVar Ball, and this is his grandchild. I can do this the whole day. This is Patrick Mahomes' dad, and this is also a grandchild. This is Halsey's dad, and this is his grandchild. This is Halle Berry's dad, and this is one of the grandchildren. This is Jessica Ennis' dad, and these are the grandchildren. And the person on your screen right now is Cole Palmer's granddad and Cole Palmer. So is there any truth in what Dr. Omar said? This is a point that is normally raised by overly pro-black people when they want to date outside the black race. They normally use it as a reason to justify dating outside the race. There's absolutely no point in what Dr. Omar said. As you can see for yourself, in just 2 generations, all these families I've mentioned have managed to completely turn from black to white. If all these granddads I listed have only one child, I mean the kids that I mentioned in the video, they would have completely disappeared as black from the face of the earth. The family would have completely turned white in just 2 generations. Actually, if Europe and the US were to stop immigration from Africa, black people will completely disappear from America in the next 5 generations, and black people will completely disappear from Europe in 2 generations. In America, it will take 5 generations because there is a strong black culture in America. Most of this interracial dating we see in America is mostly among the entertainers, amongst the celebrities. The average black man still dates a black woman in majority of the cases. But in Europe, because all the black people are not from the same place, there is no unifying black culture. We all have different cultures depending on where you come from. People from Ghana still practice their culture. The South Africans, the Congolese, the Zimbabweans, the Nigerians, everyone still practices their culture. And when you try to pass your culture down to your children, it's quite difficult because those kids are not necessarily from your African country. They see themselves as British, and there's no unifying black British culture, so there's no affinity for blackness among kids that are born in this country. What you will notice in black males born in Europe is their aversion towards black women. They have this deep-seated aversion towards dating black women. As a black woman in Europe, the first time somebody ever gets to appreciate you as an adult is, you guys can attest to this, is mostly from like a white guy. The black men that we are born in Europe don't normally see black women in Europe as a sexual being. They mostly see them as sisters they hang around with, and they go out and date white women. So without immigration from Africa, black people in Europe and in the US would have been Argentinaed. I say Argentina because Argentina is probably the only country that has been able to finish a race. Germany couldn't do it to the Jews. The Australians couldn't do it to the Aborigines. So Argentina somehow managed to make black people disappear from their country, and no one actually knows how it happened. Just all their black people disappeared. Okay, back to what we're saying. So probably I will believe Dr. Omar if he's able to show me any black family that's been able to disappear completely in 2 generations. And you never ever get to hear about rich and successful black people from the 1800s. I know in America they had a lot of racial tension during that period, but there's really no surviving successful black family from that era, because I'm guessing that family completely turned white. So that's that. But I've been able to list off the top of my head a couple of black families that just completely turned white right in front of our faces. Actually, some of these grandchildren I've listed will sit with their friends in 20 or 25 years' time and wonder, why can't black people pull themselves up by their bootstrap? Why can't they pull their pants up and work hard and become successful? It's crazy. It's crazy. So I hope Dr. Omar gets to see my video and realize that if any race is under the threat of extinction, it's black people.